Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing good. I thought of talking a little bit because last time we did bezels for pretty much costume type jewelry. So I thought today and I told you that you can make bezels for the more modern abstract pendants. But hi, Sharon. What I thought that is very important is to talk first about abstract pendants. Not only because they are more modern and a lot of people want those instead of just plain old style costume jewelry, but also because they are a really good way to use your scrap clay from all kinds of things. And I will show you how to use scrap clay that was not in any way sorted, and scrap clay that was sorted. So, hi, Catherine. So, generally speaking, for abstract pendants, there are three shapes that are the most sought after. Hi, Darla. But of course, you can do them, cut them yourself, just with a plain cutter, with your rigid blade. Sorry, but you can use the cutters. Now, this is a cutter that I got from that company in the Czech Republic. They have something similar to this, but this is actually, this specific one, what I did, I got another circle cutter set, and I simply deformed it to this shape. Cutter sets are, the round cutter set is very easy to use and deform to your specifications. And this one is actually from Polyclay Play. And don't forget to please use my affiliate link when you buy. It's in the it's a poppy petal cutter. But again, you can use whatever shape you want. Now, what are generally the principles for getting good abstract designs? Hi, Lane, thank you for making it. Number one would be obviously the colors. And number two, the combination of patterns. And number three, the purpose. I mean, is it a design that you want to be targeted more towards a season, or more targeted towards a more casual setting, or to be targeted more towards a formal setting? Because yes, you can have abstract type jewelry even in formal settings. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, for all of this, and you can have it depending on the type of patterns you use, you can have this baked, or you can work on it raw. So I'm going to do a raw one. And please, I have a request from you ladies. If you can tell me when it's top of the hour. For me, it would be 1 o'clock. I don't know what time is there where you are. Or right now, it's 12:34 p.m. where I am. So I would need the reminder at 1 o'clock. Because I don't know. It's been today here is a very nasty day. It's been cold and windy and with some drizzle. So for that reason, I had about a narcolepsy this morning until around 11 o'clock. No matter what I did, the moment I would sit on the couch, I would go. And so I have something in the oven, and I didn't intend to. I thought of just preparing it and then start the oven once I'm done with the live. Unfortunately, I had turned on the oven before starting to prepare my stuff, and then I prepared the stuff, I put it in the oven, and I'm gonna come back and turn it on, and then 10 minutes later I was like, why is it so warm in the kitchen? I was like, oh, I already had started the oven, so it was impossible to stop it and start it again. So in 25 minutes, please remind me if I forget. If not, I'm gonna burn my stuff. So I'm going to use, this is just a scrap of black. It's actually with the blackout. And let's use, does this fit? It fits. Let's use this. And this is mostly because, I mean, you can do it without a back enforced, but it's better to have the back enforced. One of the patterns that work really good when it comes to abstract designs, and your best bet, I mean, you can do it with a full pattern covering this, but your best bet and more successful stuff is combining patterns. That's why I said it is important the color, and it is important the pattern. So what I'm going to do, I have here a little bit of a remnant of peacock blue, and then I'm going to just put it here. This is a remnant of light colored clay. Remember, I told you that usually when I do my, when I put away my clay, before mixing it, I kind of separate it by color family. So I would still have some type of blue, some type of whatever. So this was a more whitish thing. Hi, Mona. Hi, Colleen. So I'm going to have this, and I'm going to now, very careful what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with the roller over them, but I'm going to do different pressure. So I'm gonna go light, and then forceful, and then light again, and then another forceful one, just to make a little bit more diversification. And then I'm going to sort of kind of roll it, and I did the diagonal because it just makes things easier when you roll. So I'm bringing the part that was underneath, because you don't have to do the different pressure on the roller. You can just go with even pressure, but I thought of making it more interesting spirals, more abstractish. So now I have spirals. And I'm going to make one side of this a little bit thinner. And with one a little piece even thinner than that. And all I have to do is to cut. This goes away because it's not the proper. Try to make the slices about the same thickness. This is the most time-consuming part of this. For better effects, if you want to make this more with more effects, you can look at this technique. In just a second, let me link it. And that would be this one. And this is something that you do with, let me take a look at it too. This is something that you do with an extruder. And you don't necessarily need an extruder. You can do it with just rolling stuff, but an extruder is the best thing to use. But for this, I'm just going to go with a simple design. And what you want when you choose the colors, you can choose the colors to have one thing, one color or hue of a color that is common to both sides. So I'm going to make a two-sided pattern, or the complete opposite. Another good thing to do is to combine. So I'm going to just place these so they do pretty much a sheet. To combine regular polymer clay patterns with metal type. So I'm doing this to be kind of sort of good in the, to go over here, at least over half of it. And then see, I have little spaces between my first ones, so I'm going to place the little ones. And again, you can use whatever is your preference for this kind of stuff. And did I miss any? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and flatten this thing. And you can go symmetrical or you can go asymmetrical when combining the two. And just go over gently to figure out if you need something or not. And I'm going to do a little bit of burnishing to make sure that all my thing here is now I'm removing this, and then I'm going to cut in a line so I can have a straight line here, and then I'm going to place it, let's go a little bit asymmetrical. And then I'm going to go again with the cutter. Make sure that you place it properly. And do the cutting. There we go. I'm gonna do the proper thing later. Now I want something that would be let me see, kinda sorta similar or straight lines. Okay, so this is how this thing works the best. But I think I might want to have a little delimitation here, or maybe not. Let's see. So I'm going to add a textured metal. So there are a few of these that work the best, in my opinion. So I'm going to use copper because it's got tones of greenish whenever it oxidizes. So this is kind of a teal. My camera distorts it a little bit. And these two, they are more green than they look on screen. I noticed some cameras have this thing with blue-green, and some cameras have this thing happening with purple. Might look bluer than it is. There's a slight deviation towards blue. Okay, so there we go. And obviously I'm going to try and get one that's more, the side that's more, so now I have to go like this. So let's go with this one. And I'm going to apply, if you decide to apply wax or if you decide to apply acrylic, it's entirely up to you. But I'm going to apply it before I get to it. Let me see if I have. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, I think I'm going to add a line here, a black line. No, it needs to be a little thicker. So yeah, they are the same thing. So I'm going to give it a line. And why I say it's good, because especially when you use lines, it's a good thing to have the base slightly, I mean not slightly, baked, because then you can cut the line straight without damaging the what's on the underline. And of course you can use a different thing. You don't have to use, I'm just giving you an example here. And why I'm doing it beforehand is because I don't want to smear this side. Give me a second to clean my finger. let's place this side now. And go ahead and use the cutter again. Sorry, I bumped in the camera with my head. As I said, it's a little hard to look from above when the camera is above. And remember, don't spend too much time fixing the edges from the cutter, because a swipe of sandpaper is going to do just fine. And there we go, we have an abstract pendant. And again, it's entirely up to you how you decide to use this. Now let's try a different pattern, and for this I actually got I have many bags of scrap clay, and sometimes I go in it, I make beads, or I just color it for different purposes. So one of the very nice things to do with scrap clay is, and you all know that, is Natasha beads, right? So these are from all kinds of various stuff. So I'm going to grab this. Oh my god, I have a cat hollering on my back porch. I don't know if you can hear it. Yes, now that Milo's not there anymore, I need to go out there and remove the little bed I had for Milo. So this is a scrap from that. This would work good together. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind giving shelter to stray cats, but I don't want to have a whole gaggle of them in my yard, because sometimes I do grow vegetables. So this is a very nice one. So you just pick and choose whatever you think is going to be going together really nice. So that's what I'm doing now. And no, I didn't do it before because I wanted to do it with you. So there. Just so you can see how to combine various stuff. And when you have something you can use very colorful or not that colorful, you know, so that will be very important when you, so I guess this should be almost okay. Very important when you choose the other side, okay? Pretty important. This comes back here. This can stay here. And let's put that one there too. And I don't know what's in the middle of this. No, definitely will not work. That goes in the scrap to be blackouted pile. That's a good one. So let's see how much I have here. And get this back together. And there we go. So I'm going to grab these and make a Natasha. But it's going to be a wide, Natasha. Oh, thank you, Elaine. Actually, you know what? Let me go check real quick, because maybe it's closed. I know. Well, it had 4 minutes, but I just turned it off so I don't have to go nuts about it. All right, so yeah, talking of which, we've had some little dramas around the house because Finnegan, as if you follow his page or my page on Facebook, you know that he's got a thing for squeezables. Those are that paste in a flat tube that you cut one end and then you squeeze it out, and they lick it, and they are totally loving it. Cats. I have yet to see a cat that doesn't like those. Anyway, so honestly, I cannot afford to give him only that, right? So they come as a once a day treat, and he wants more. Funny part is that is tuna, and I give him tuna because it's the only fish that has low phosphorus, so he has to be on a low phosphorus diet. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you so much. And in between, I get those little tuna pouches, for human consumption, because it has lower sodium than the cans. And they get once a day that, so they wouldn't, because I don't really, the regular cans of cat food, the ones that I could feed Finnegan, are too expensive for my income. So, okay, so this is my Natasha tube. I'm not going to do a lot of twisting. So anyway, the thing is, the little shit, he would not eat that. So only Connor and Seamus eat that, while he's going around yowling that he wants his squeezables. So he is very, very, very dramatic, and he lets out those 2 minutes long meows. He would sit in the middle of the kitchen with his head down like this and wail. He's something else. Okay, so I twisted it some, and I'm going to double it and twist it one more time. And this time I'm going to kind of getting... he likes delectables. I should actually put it on, because there's a section for Finnegan stuff in my Amazon influencer store. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's a very good price for the amount that you get. I can actually share the link with you. Not you. Yeah. So it's this, and there are four in a there are four of those little tubes in a bag. The bag is like this, and there are 8 bags. So we are talking about 32 tubes for 1752. So that's the thing for a full day, for a full month. So it's not that bad, but still it's not something that I can afford to give only that as meals for him. All right, so I'm going to make, as I said, first of all, let's do our flattened thing. And I'm going to grab this to do my base. Make it a little bit. Yes. And it doesn't matter what you use as a back thing. Actually, this is too thick. You don't want your pendant to be too heavy, but you're going to put a back on it anyway. So I have now this, and I'm going to now I'm going to do a 4-way, Natasha. Let me see if I can remember. So 1, my memory isn't what it used to be. Well, I forgot how to do it right now. I'm having a brain fart. So I'm just going to do them like this. And then flatten it. And go with it on the thickest setting on the pasta machine. And there we go. I forgot my round thing. Now, don't think that using straight lines of demarcation between the two patterns is the best thing, because it's not. So that's why I got my round cutters. And which of these would be the best? Let me see. This would be just perfect. So going to cut this here, and then careful how you place it here so it would be nice and symmetrical. And then I lost my camera. And then cut again with the cutter. And we have the bottom of our abstract thing. Now for the second one I am going to actually grab, this is some leftover, oh I didn't cut very good, but oh well, it can always be fixed. So just some metallic, you don't really need a different kind. All my doors in the house are rattling. I have the all the way in the back window and my bathroom window open, so it's so windy outside that everything is rattling. All right, so this is one, and let me get another. Let me try and find one that would be a little bit similar to. And do I want it light or dark? I think I might want it light, not dark. So not blue. This gold would work. And I need something of a similar sort of kind of persuasion. Okay, I'm gonna use a red because this gold is a little greenish. So I'm going to use a red. And you don't need a lot. You only need a little bit. Just for this little thing here. And because we are talking about maybe kind of sort of pearlescence, let's go with, I thought I had gold here. We do have gold here. Let's do a little mica shift for a small line. You don't have to put a line, but usually it helps. Yeah, I'm not gonna and I'm still I told you I've been sleepy all day, and I'm still, it's like I'm working half asleep. Doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, you can use just simply twisting and it should be just fine. But I am going to use this. Yeah, somebody at one point asked me, what are you using for your tools on the table? I'm using all kinds of Lazy Susan things that I got at Goodwill. So, yeah, that's because I find it the best tool. I cannot find my eyeglasses. The best to hold my tools in because it's easy to turn it and grab whatever I need at the moment. And you're going to ask me, are we going to cut this? No, we are not going to cut this because it's easier to coax the clay into the clay line into bending round, then cut a perfect even line from using cutters in a circle. It's not that easy. Okay, so place this here and let's give it a line. We don't want it to be very thick. So again, these are just ideas. You can use whatever color combinations you want. For example, I can tell you that in this I have alizarin crimson. If you decide to do your own, actually this needs a double. Because remember I use the thickest setting, so it's alizarin crimson, black, wasabi, green, and I see a little bit of purple. So violet. No, it's too thick. No, it's perfect. And there we go. And now let's make the last part of it. And you can go higher, darker or lighter. You can just use one color. So you can just use, for example, graphite pearl or 3 parts white pearl, 1 part gold. But again, it's entirely up to you what you decide to do. But the line, you want it to be not too light and not too dark. So I'm going to just do that. Remember, I love this combination for so-called fake stones. I actually have a tutorial. Let me find that I used, yeah. this is the finished. I'm going to share the finished one because in the video description you can find how to make the pendant itself, and the pendant itself is made with this technique. Oh, by the way, Amazon fixed my account. I'm not in New Zealand anymore. Yeah, I was yesterday. It was, I actually had to reschedule my sponsors live because of it. Because I went to put in a review on something that I just bought. And when I clicked on the link from my orders to put in the review, I noticed that it was saying shipping to New Zealand, blah, blah, and when I looked on my page, it showed delivery location New Zealand. And I tried to change it, and guess what? There was on the drop-down menu, there was no USA option, only the United States minor outlying islands. So I called Amazon, and we went through all the spiel with delete your cookies, restart your browser, and even if I told that lady that I had already done that, then it got escalated. And we went through the guy trying all kinds of stuff, and then it got escalated one more time, and in total it was like an hour and 10 minutes with me on the phone. And in the end they said, we will fix this and we will email and call you when it's fixed. And it took about, they said it might take up to 24 hours, but it took only about like 4 or 5 hours, something like that. Alrighty, so I got my little thing here, and that's going to get turned into a sheet. Just trying to get it so that double it will cover this area, so it does, it's good. So slice it in half, get the halves together. That thunder? Yeah, we are supposed to have severe weather. Just a second, I need to check the radar. We are supposed to have severe weather in my area. Oh no, not yet. It should be after 1 o'clock, so it's 1:19, but no, it's not. Alrighty, so normally, as I said, normally I would do this on a pre-baked. So on some of them it works better if it's pre-baked. On some of them you don't need to, but especially when you use raw. So first let me cut it. When you use raw base, so here remember that this is mica clay, so it will shimmer once you either put resin on it you sand and buff it. And it also takes care of any little differences in the... generally speaking, I avoid to sand Natasha beads too much because you can get to the layer that doesn't have the symmetric effect anymore. Alright, so one more cut. Okay. What in the world? And there we go. There is a little bit, but I'm going. It can be sanded. So here's a second one. What did I do with the first one? Gremlins. Gremlins stole my stuff. I have no idea what I did with the first one. It's going to probably show up after the live. Oh, there it is. Anyway, so various ways of combining these things, and as you can see, you don't really need to do bezels on them, and they can be absolutely fabulous. And you can do the Natasha beads, and next time we are going to do, and I'm going to have one ahead of time to show you the type of bezels you want to do on the more abstract stuff. But next time we are going to do also abstract pendants, but for more formal settings that you can use with a more formal outfit. So, because these are kind of like everyday, more of an everyday thing. I'm sorry, Mona. I have a pretty good internet where I am, and the only thing that I'm not happy about is that they are going to cut that bonus for people who don't have a lot of money. So my internet is going to go from 50 to 80, so it's gonna be, but I need high speed. So anyway, I hope you liked it and you understood you got the principle between it. And I'm thinking next time we are going to do this, and we are going to use mokumegane, and I'm going to show you how to combine mokumegane and in colors. And this time we are going to use new clay, not scrap clay, but because today I wanted to give you the idea of how to use your scrap clay to do all kinds of stuff. But next time we are going to use new clay, and we are going to use mokumegane, and we are going to do fashion stuff, high fashion stuff. So I will see you next Sunday, and it is the last day of the month, so it will be right before April Fool's Day. But I promise you it's before April Fool's Day, so we are not going to do anything that's April Fool's. Okay, please don't forget the thumbs up, and don't forget to use my Amazon Influencer Store link, as well as my Polyclay Play link. Thank you so much, and see you next Sunday. Have a wonderful week. Bye.